Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Andy on Blue Aeon versus Rob on Rug Delver. Rob is able to fire off a Ponder on the first turn thanks to Tropical Island. And, the Tropical Island is going to be pretty safe. Non-basics, not an issue in this matchup. But those card drawing cards are going to potentially become a liability at some point thanks to Hull Breacher and Narset. Now we've got a Lotus Petal. Will we see that Hull Breacher? No, that looks like Psy, Master Thopterus, so that's going to generate 1/1s every time Andy plays an artifact, which could be quite often. A Preordain, again digging for Rob. Hull Breacher is just a devastating magic card. In response to Brainstorm, it's just unreal. You're essentially giving your opponent a free Black Lotus, and, even better, really. You get 3 single Lotus Petals, which I guess is technically better than a Black Lotus. And you are getting denied the drawing 3, but you still have to put the 2 back on top. It is basically game over if you snag a opponent's Brainstorm. A couple of cards drawn, one off of the Bauble, and now Chalice. And it's so filthy that we've got this combo deck that can draw extra cards, but also has Chalice, along with Hull Breacher and Narset. And look at how wide this is going already. Is that an Emery? I can't tell from the glare. Let's see. Yeah, 4 cards going into the bin. Things going quite well for Andy without really anything too broken. And this is very, very good setup. Emery's going to allow for recursion of card drawing. Each one of those additional drawn cards is going to get an extra 1/1. Things really displaying incredible synergy on his side of the board. Rob, for his efforts, has a Dreadhorde Arcanist, which often is enough versus a control deck. You fired off a couple of cantrips, you get a Dreadhorde, you start doubling up on card drawing, and you really start pulling away. But that is not the case with this board state at all. And now Karn. I didn't quite catch that interaction. It looked like Emery tapped for some reason. Boy, that looks like a Tormod script. Got Brainstorm from Rob. Scalding Tarn. And in this situation, even an Oko is not super helpful. Rob needs counter spells, but he's also behind on board. Andy threatens to move even further ahead, using Karn to potentially lock out the game with Mycosynth Lattice. And there's the Oko. Really one of the main reasons to go blue-green in your Delver build. Rug seems to be the most popular blue-green variant. And here we've got, that's Miko Koro. Lion's Eye Diamond being sacrificed, and Karn grabbing Mycosynth Lattice. And able to just jam that. Force of Will. But it will be back. This Tormod script is going to be able to exile Andy's graveyard and allow him to wish again for the Mycosynth Lattice. Karn getting cards both from exile and from the sideboard. Brainstorm for Rob. His life coming off in chunks thanks to these Thopters. I think they're Thopters, not Servos. Yeah, they're 1/1 flying Thopters. Servos don't fly. So just like that, Andy takes that first one down in a pretty impressive display of synergy. Nothing too outlandishly broken. It's not like it was a turn 1 Echo of Aeons with the Hull Breacher. Your opponent loses their entire hand. You get 7 mana. I mean, that is the type of thing that this deck is capable of. You could see, Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal, Hull Breacher, crack an LED to put a Echo of Aeons into the graveyard and cast it. And all this before your opponent even makes a land drop, completely denying them of their entire hand on the first turn. I mean, that is going to beat pretty much every Magic deck ever made that doesn't have a way of stopping one of those key spells. So you're going to basically have to have Force of Will there. That is basically a turn 1 win. Pretty difficult to imagine somebody not conceding in that situation. I mean, even the Hull Breacher alone just turning sideways for 7 turns is likely going to beat you before you get anything in front of it. Go ahead and mark that win for Andy. And now we've got same opening as last time, Ponder off of Tropical Island for Rob. A Delver would be pretty welcome in this matchup. Delver with some counter magic, get that clock ticking, and then using your cantrips to just kind of protect your lead. That is likely what a good chunk of the wins for Rug Delver are going to look like. And City of Traders into Chalice at 1. And Mox Opal for Emery. And just phenomenal so far. Worth noting that this deck, I believe, is currently mono blue, the build that Andy's running. I'm pretty sure it's actually no dual lands. Now, City of Traders is no small card at this point, but you know what? Compared to the price spikes that we've seen for the blue duels, this may be considered much more budget than it was 6 months ago. Mox Opals changing places. They are legendary, so you're not going to be able to get too many of them. But now we've got Lion's Eye Diamond into Echo. And a Pyroblast gets run into Chalice of the Void. Oh, whoa! Okay, I thought we missed the first Chalice trigger for a second there, and then Rob was just like, all right, I'll try a Brainstorm too. But no, both of those triggers going through. So I don't agree with that. I guess you just do it. So the cost here is walking away from Brazen Borrower. The ability to have petty theft in response to something is relevant. Being able to get rid of a Chalice or something during the end step. There is a cost to wiping your hand out, or wiping your mana out. And Young Pyromancer. Preordained just making a body, and at least the Chalice is... Oh, that's not really a valid point. I was going to say you can't get blown out by Hull Breacher. It does prevent some of the more brutal interactions. And it looks like now a Hull Breacher coming down. Andy not going to be able to forget those Chalice triggers. In a competitive setting, that would be an issue. And boy, I can't tell if that looks like a Tormod script to me. Yeah, I guess it is. And Rob just showing the hand, totally overwhelmed. So while we did not see the dream scenario per se, really showing some incredible power to a deck that I think is not on a lot of people's radar in comparison. I mean, Rug Delver is thought to be the kind of king of the format, and that matchup should give you some pause before making that claim. that is all for this one. But don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.